Similar Envision played each other was for the Blast Austin Major. So you look at that and you think, okay, well, you've now added a little bit more firepower on Rare Atom. Got the P250. Bomb can be committed. They've got to take space in short.
They're even planting for it, so they really want to fight forward into this position. The Gush comes through, and the follow-up headshot does the job. There is this push from long. Yeah, Nine's going to catch Clouden off, and is there as well. Two great shots. Now the dual Berettas look to get up close, but Hooligan, let's start with one. With the plant for short, well, now it all falls to Hanks, who is tapped out immediately. Talked about Nine's firepower. That's not a way to hype up your teammate who has just gotten 3 kills and secured the round for you.
I'm surprised that that falls apart as much as it did, because I really like the idea for NomadS. You take the space. I said, look, you got to go in towards short because it can be so easy on these Dust 2 bomb sites to be overwhelmed, and the whole bomb site can feel claustrophobic because you've got the rotation from CT. You could have the rotation in from middle in towards short. You've got the long flank. There is that possibility. And they take the space, they get the kill, and then they all just hang around on the catwalk and get completely overwhelmed. I don't understand why NomadS are giving opportunities to the Huns in that scenario. If you just all bundle up in towards short, if you're able to maybe just tuck in and swing, play together, rather than just having these isolated fights, that would have gone an awful lot better. But with the right idea, just sloppy execution. And now you've got this double setup here on the B bomb site. They're about to go straight into it round the corner. But it's only a 2 for 2. That's very good for the T side. And Nine's orb, he can't really do a whole lot. He's going to get caught in mid, surely.
Oh, he's lucky to get past, and yeah, he will get punished. That's very lazy, gotta be said. Just running out mid like that. I don't think all 3 players were spotted, only 2. Maybe the comms are a little bit flustered, but now you've given this orb over to Haskata, and now you've got Zerold, and I think cobrazera's alive, I'm not entirely sure. That's a little off, but a good first kill. No, he wasn't alive, so it was a 1v2. And the Azteca orb that was recovered gets the kill, gets 3 in the round. NomadS bounce back off a little bit of sloppy play from the HUDs. We do have a bug with the HUD, as you can see.
Yes, yeah.
So we're missing cobrazera from it.
He is here.
Yes, he is here. So it's just a bug on the HUD. Also, the names, if you were confused, should be pretty clear who Bartak is. He's Exet Bartak. Knight and Ratsnier. That's score.
Okay. I'm glad you figured that out, because I was very confused.
Yeah, obviously it goes off their names in the game, and not all of them remember to change it before their officials.
We'll see if we can get them to next map. This is a force back in for the Huns, and the Orc fight, I mean, Hooligan recovered that off of Nine's body. And now you've got Scorer and Nine both with scouts. And I love this. Again, just early pressure being inflicted on towards long. You've dealt with the supposed scout player in towards the mid doors. It's just putting a lot of pressure on, but the true intent behind this is just to keep all these players here. And that's exactly what's happened. 5v3. The B bomb site completely empty. Should be another easy round for NomadS. Every round that they've done so far, in terms of the execution, the strategy has been spot on. It's just about the individual gunfights potentially lacking. At least the rotates are here this time for the Huns, but overwhelmed, mollied in the corner. Score's able to take 2 down with him. Is there any say in this round? Potentially, especially with Bartak jumping over, but he goes completely by himself. And Clouden starts to excel and flex his muscles a little bit. Missed shot on the scout isn't going to help proceedings for Nine, and NomadS will claim this one.
Bartak had the chance there. It was a little unclear because we can't see, because of the bug, we can't see cobrazera on the minimap either. So it kind of looks like it's a 5v4 or 5v3 from the start. But he gets there a little too late. Nice shots coming out from Score's scout, but not enough to save face. And NomadS, this is the perfect start for them. Lose the pistol, but then immediately reset the economy. got a free AWP as well, didn't need to buy it, so Hooligan is having lots of fun with that. I'll be able to cruise up to a third.
This is exactly what I was talking about in pre-game. They've just seen 3 nades going towards long, and they're like, okay, well, we'll just move away from here. Moving towards short, pack mentality. You're promoting good trade in here. This is exactly what Nomads need to do. This should be a cleanup, no problem. As you say, a perfect start to life on their map pick.
So just target practice. Dinks doing some damage, but no kills. You're begging for a CT kill here, and I don't think you're going to be getting anything for your wishes. So Cloud cleans up. 3-1 start. The bank is blossoming for the T's, and I do not think we will see a 9 AWP. No, their money not so great. I think maybe a bit of a humbling start for the Huns. I think especially after that second round with how sloppy it was.
Yeah.
They're going to look to maybe lock in a bit here and focus, realizing that it's a chance they could get upset if they're not careful.
Oh my goodness me. Another tag. This AWP is doing serious work. Hooligan has already done over 600 damage in this game and counting. Still applying the pressure. Score, that is brave. And now you've just got individuals making errors consistently now for the Huns. That's a nice nade out of 9, but he feels like he's got to find a multi-kill. He feels like he needs to be this difference maker. There's so many mollies, but none of them are affecting him. Maybe that could be the gap that they need.
It was 3 Molotovs, and they all landed in the same spot. It was a sea of flames. A retake though, 3-on-4. They're trying to find their way out through CT, and they lose cobrazera, so I think that's got to be the disengage. But you've already got players hunting, and they don't even get a chance to get away. All right, coming in with a bit of firepower today in Nomads. Feeling confident in their duels, and it is showing. Obviously, the leg shot onto Score early. I think that's what incentivizes him to go for a bit of a cheeky play, pushing through the smoke. He feels that, okay, low HP, I've got to try and catch someone off guard. Maybe this AWP, if they're not ready for a play to push through, I can find them and get away. But he goes down. The short fight is 1 out as well. And then from there, it's pretty straightforward.
It's too easy. I know we're on a low buy here, but it's all too easy. Hooligan has got complete free reign about what he wants to do in mid. He's being boosted every single round, and the Huns should really be aware of this. And they're just letting him get kills over and over and over again. And now it's starting to feel like not a HUD bug, because every single time the Huns are starting with a player down, cobrazera is able to get rid of Cloudon, but he can't recover the gun, so he's out of there. There are still 2 players here on this A bomb site in addition to him, but one of them's been naded down to bare minimum. And it's not like he can rattle off a deagle shot because he's got a 5-7. Swing out from Bartak will at least get 1. They're trying to cause a little bit of chaos here, the Huns, but it hasn't worked.
Didn't see Zeralt? Now they know. These pistols are just running around, crazy style. I think the threat should be eliminated unless cobrazera hits that shot. Hanks needs to find success on his look, and he's running away to pick up pistols, but it's okay. Hooligan finds cobrazera. And our HUD is back, but Zeralt's chances in the round, not at all. He's being held for on this little walk as well, so they'll do okay against the half bite. There's a moment of scariness, the most competitive round yet, really.
That's individuals of the Huns starting to step up, and you can start to see that, look, they do have the capabilities to turn rounds like this on its head. But the reality is, their Counter-Strike right now is so sloppy. Like, it is some of the worst macro I've seen in a very long time. There's just so many individual gunfights going on. You compare and contrast that to Nomads. They're all playing as a team. They've all got the same idea of what they want to do. That is ridiculously brave out of Score. But at least he, I was going to say gets back, but he wants to try and take this fight. He needs to try and bait cobrazera in.
Smoke goes down though, so I think it's going to dissuade them. But yeah, hyper aggressive, really puffing up his chest. 9 gets a whiff of Hastika, trying to curl up, but he'll just fall back with the AWP on the line. You do not want to shift walk into this angle, and he won't. Wide swing into it, good headshot, doesn't find the kill, and it's the roll that will punish.
Nice.
Angle with that M4.
A lot better immediately. You've got that little bait and switch. You've got players playing together a little bit more on the CT side. That nets you an opening kill. You don't lose your AWP immediately in the first 20 seconds. Zerolt's already rotated down towards CT. He's got this elongated crossfire with score. And if you go in towards this A-bomb site, you go in towards short, you have to hit 9 off a headshot angle. And he's got that quick rotate in from CT. In addition, he's got the guy in from long. Missed shot, baited out by cobrazera. He's going to drop the smoke, and that's going to push NomadS back.
It's going to delay things significantly as well. A break to allow Clouden to work. It feels like he's critical to giving them this space. They're watching on either side, and both Score and Bartak find a frag apiece. Hooligan finally answers back. They're running out of opportunities. Bomb scoop back up. 25 seconds. Maybe a chance into this A-bomb site, but they've got to get past the AWP of 9. Ollie will land forward, and he has an open line to find that first shot. He's just looking for that repeat opportunity. Nice shot from Hooligan. For time, the limiting factor, and more support arriving, but more headshots landing. Surely there's no chance here. The time should be the end of it, even if he finds that kill. If he kept his gun out, maybe there was a chance for the flick up. But Score will make sure it's a second for the Huns.
A lot of damage, really, considering the circumstances in that. That was, in essence, a 1 versus 4. And Hooligan's able to grab all of those kills. Remarkable stuff because it keeps the economy honest. Look at these replays. No one's got any money in the bank, really. So you win that round, but it comes at a great cost. A couple of famises, not the most amount of utility that you'd hope for if you're the Huns. But it's that design of round. It's that structure. Just a little bit of togetherness that is going to aid the Huns and push them through on Dust 2. Because if it looks anything like the next 3 rounds, suddenly you've equalized the game. If it looks like the first couple of rounds that we've seen out of the Huns, then they're going to be in deep trouble.
Oh, teasing. Yeah, it's good tethering off each other from the Huns in that round. So hopefully something they can continue to expand upon. Not the best smoke to prevent Nine's vision. He doesn't see anyone on the cross. This has obviously been a bit noisy there. He's completely alone. It's a perfect opportunity to call a split into this B bomb site just on this setup. He's head of the smoke. Really clears close angle. cobrazera goes unchecked, and it's an easy spray down with the FAMAS. An AK upgraded, and he doesn't want to end it there. He's continued to push forward. That is brave. He might be rewarded for such maneuvers. Nine's removed. That was a kill over in towards middle at Heaven. So cobrazera is pushed now. Oh, the spray onto the second. The tapping away doesn't connect, but he's done enough damage. And then the flank comes through from Bartak to finish the job.
I actually love that push out of cobrazera. Because you've got those first 2 kills. You're expecting the CTs to bunker down, move away. And that's why they're really happy when they get this kill on the AWP of 9. NomadS, because they think, oh, okay, perfect. Well, we sowed the seeds of doubt. That's going to keep the B player over at B. But no, he's pushed and taken all the space immediately. That is the last thing you'd ever expect if you're that T side. So perfectly done from cobrazera. He's quickly elevated himself to the top of the Huns scoreboard. And NomadS have got one more buy in this. And then their money, if they lose, is going to be absolutely awful. They can equalize things, and it's amazing. It just feels like they've flipped the switch, and they've gone, okay, we're going to start playing proper Counter-Strike now. And as soon as I say that, Score just walks into the open on 3 people, so maybe not.
He's been raring for fights in middle. Mine's also pretty interested in a bit of a fray. He's got the HE. Not going to break it. Wait on that fade. Oh, okay. Well, that's a freebie for 9. Izza fires off some shots back, and he's just going to commit forward. The flames at his back. He decides, okay, I will just take that fight forward. That man advantage shifts the other way, and then a flashbang. They are setting up 9 after he finds 2 of his own volition. It's a massacre in short, and it's out towards long that NomadS look for an answer, but Bartak spotted them, and it just feels like they're running out of options.
Hazteca should have been aware of that. Like, you really should have been aware. If you put that molly forward there, he's just killed Izza. and you haven't heard any fire, sort of ticks from the feet, he's going to have to be in front of that smoke. Should definitely be accounting for it. It just feels like Hooligan has been left to do everything by himself. 15-4, 2 kills in this round. Needs an ace to win it for the Nomads. You can't make him do everything.
What if he did?
No.
That's what happens. It's too much. It's too much. I like the idea. He's definitely not afraid of putting himself forward to try and make these spectacular clutches happen, but it's a 4K from the opposing AWP that gets the job done, but with the rifle. A huge round from 9 in short, playing around that smoke. Showing it's not just your individuals that can step up. And this will be that equalizer, Brandon. Even with the bomb going down, it's not enough to invest. It's got to be Tech 9s.
It was a great little flash, wasn't it, from Bartak to get 9 back in on the angle. They just expect that there has to be that trade there out of Nomads. It's a really nice little attention to detail to set him up to get that 3rd kill.
They did go for the hero Galil, but it's gone. And the bomb's gone. So, very fast play up short from Hooligan, who has, again, found success. Again, left to his own devices to try and pick it up. We'll pick up the AK. Oh, nice kill. Damage is good. If I want more, that would feel very nice. And there's a chance, but he can't quite hit the shot. So, Cobra flies up. Get his. So, we are equaled 5-5.
17-6 in 10 rounds is amazing. The rest of his team has got to step up. There's no one else on double digits. But to be fair, I mean, look for the Huns. There's a few people that are approaching the double digits, but no one's really caught up to 9 yet. I wonder if we're going to get this mid fight between Hooligan and 9. It looks like it. Shot misses and rings off. A jump. There was the opportunity for 9 to capitalize, and Hooligan has seen his head top. He's just able to get rid of score instead. 9 will eventually trade, but the player advantage is still with the T side.
What a crazy shot. Okay, 9. He's feeling like he really wants to get this kill back the other way. But the fact that he hasn't been punished for that, it should tell you that the position of these players kind of has to be in towards the upper B. Or they're already out long. They're the only 2 places.
Yeah. They got no info about long, and they've just re-smoked it. A flashbang forwards. That's true, he did. I don't know why there's another rotation. I guess you don't have true information about whether there was a lurk over it being the first instance. cobrazera feels a little bit hard pressed, but he'll make his way into the bomb site. He gets hit in time. That molly, it's not going to upset him, and the lineup feels really good. He needs a multi-kill to keep Huns alive in this fight. It hasn't happened, but the rotates are here.
Got him just in time, but the Flames keeping 9 at bay. Can't peek into that angle. The Flames somehow not affecting the bomb planter. More HEs doing damage. No flashbang to try and get this going. Bro will drop the smoke just to cause some confusion and maybe allow some additional angles, but they've got plenty of bodies to cover all of the approaches. This is AWP that he's picked up off his teammate. Will fire off at 9, peeking out, and I think that's a signal to try and disengage. You want this AWP into the next round. Money's still pretty good for the CTs of the last couple, so they can do some damage. It feels nice, and yeah, only 1 lives, and is at least the AWP. I think he will live. I don't think 9's hunt will do anything. So 6 on the board. The Huns have enough to invest, and tying up would still feel pretty good considering how this half started.
Yeah, cobrazera, his spray previously in lower tunnels when he was on towards short was fantastic. This one was unfortunately just a little bit mediocre. Needs to get that double kill. If he gets that double kill, there's definitely a chance for this round to potentially still be on for the Huns. But you're asking a lot out of an individual player there, especially when you don't have true information. Another tag out of Hooligan. Score has elected to go for the double AWP, and well, it's dropped on the floor. I don't know why they keep giving him these fights in mid. He's gone for the peak every single round he's had the AWP. Surely you just don't go for it.
Yeah, Hooligan's been crazy. He's hitting some ridiculous shots, like Sort of guy I end up playing against on Dust 2 if I ever have the misfortune of ending up on this map. Default skins, 19 for 7. Yeah, that checks out. A lot of smoke here. Not many mirrors, though. As the faces of NomadS decide to go into short. Counter smoke dropped by 9. You won't think there's an AWP here if a smoke's been dropped. And yeah, he'll use that to his advantage. Wants to peek some more. 9, you're a crazy man and you'll have to fall off. But it's all to set up his teammates, and the flashbang that he threw was perfection. And off the back of that, it is 6-6. The Huns tie us up after being put on the ropes early.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh.
I think the Huns will be feeling pretty good considering they equalized the half after being down 5-1 at one stage. NomadS started off strong, the Huns started leveling up, and now they have complete leverage of what they want to do here on the T side. It's a fast B play, there's a few defenders here, and immediately the CTs all chime in with kills. No response for the Huns, they're sent scrambling.
It's a tough one trying to rush into that B bomb site, isn't it? It's just such a straight firing line for the USPs. I think that's why the Huns in that second round set up with the M4s, kind of in the open avenue, because they thought, yeah, it's such a tunnel, we can just spam them away. Blocks, no success, just one gush on the Hanks, and that is it. So a dominant pistol as each team exchanges pistols. Can the Huns reset? I don't think so, because they didn't bomb plant, so they won't be investing.
It's one of those classic ones where we've brought back the Kadir player to watch, and every single time I pick the guy to watch, he has a stinker. So I'm sorry, Clouden. Like, it's not you, it's me. Like, genuinely, it happens every broadcast. We do it. Okay.
Cool.
Niders just bang one out through the wall. He's given them the old hooligan treatment. If it has Tekka, I would say he's got a lot on his plate, but he doesn't really. Clouden's already up top middle. They can't get out long. And although there was this response here from the hero scout, it feels like NomadS are just going to walk away with this round eventually, despite some casualties.
Yeah, 3 players have like no HP, so it should be all fine unless 9 hits another banger. But they're doing a good job of locking him out. Hooligan wants to get more kills. A 20th now added to his tally. He's looking for that 21st. All right, Sorrel, what's the Steagle look like? Skull's got his coming. This is the best avenue of approach with the weapons they have. All right, Shadow was down. Flick down. 9's chance. Maybe. When you get these sort of kills and you're in this sort of position, you kind of do just really feel like the round is only like 1 more kill away. Time ticks. Hooligan's fallen in such a passive position. He'll have has to come back to support him very shortly. Especially with the clock called at this point. He's missed the timing on that cross. Then Hooligan will strike, and Bomb won't be allowed to go down. NT, they're not going to happen. 9.
It was only a hero scout, and they still got 2 kills. Didn't get the bomb down, but they still did a little bit of damage. Now you're going to be investing in behind this. If you're the Huns, though, you're not worried about what's happening right now on the server, but you would ideally love to get this first gun round immediately. Score's got a Mac 10, and so does 9. So I wonder if this is going to be a fast, punchy B play. Didn't really work on the pistol, did it?
Well, they are just going to run it back, so we'll see. Score at the helm of things, and Hastika gets his M4 out, and they're stuck in the doorway. There's a traffic jam. They get through, but it's come at a lot of traffic casualties.
Bomb has been planted.
Flash. Good. Bartak can't help his teammate, and Clouden just flies through. You know, when the side switched, I thought, okay, yeah, sure. NomadS have really shown up in this first half on the T side, where they've kind of outclassed, hit some great shots, some good calls. But I think when the sides swapped, that Huns on the T side, just purely through the individuals they have, would just be able to kind of step it up and run away with the map. But it's really been the opposite. NomadS look very much in control.
It feels really uninspiring of a T side so far for the Huns. We've rushed beyond the pistol, we got shut down. Next round, like, you've only got 1 scout, whatever. But this round, again, you just rushed B, and you've not actually thrown any utility. You've not really dropped any flashes to get out of the tunnels. You've just smoked the molly. And you're trying to have that element of surprise, relying on the fact you're going to hit the first headshot. Hastika does brilliantly in this situation. Now we get a little bit more of a default. It's Hastika again. He's been so dynamic on this CT side. Was out long in the second round. Then B, now here on short, taking first contact wherever he goes. Can't connect the shots, but that molly is going to annoy cobrazera.
Actually, yeah, it's surprising the full investment. I guess they do get this many rifles out. Desperately looking for that breakthrough round on this T side. At least this one's feeling a bit more conventional.
Oh, look at this setup. Got anti-flash, you got someone playing close. You got the little jiggle out of Izza. Clouden is set up for success here. He's supposed to be the X-Factor player if the Huns go in towards short. If they go mid to B, these rotates are going to be a little bit out of whack.
I've seen these double smokes land, and they're actually not particularly falling for it. Hooligan breaks the smoke and sees nothing. The fact that these smokes came down has now enticed NomadS to move forward. could, and that almost doesn't work out, but they get that first kill. A tuck in with the bomb needs to be done by 9. He was all alone. Now the fight out long comes through. Tag, that's all not, all 9 gets. Now the fight out from long comes in, and Bartek's left alone. 15 seconds, bomb not in his grasp. I don't think his life will be either. Yeah, NomadS just looking like the better team.
Yeah, they are. They're looking a lot better. I think just everyone has got an idea of what they want to do. They do commit to that short play for a while, but they've seen the double smokes. And again, this comes to a layer of anti-strap. If you go back and look through the demos, I imagine if the Huns ever do these double smokes, they never commit off the back of them. They always go in towards short, so they maintain this triple short setup. They make the decision to go aggressive just in case, and I love that because you've got appropriate trade spacing. It did look a little bit scary. It felt like they could have potentially lined up, but that doesn't happen. The Huns get overwhelmed. 9 then goes to swap for an AK on the floor, hits a flick, leg shot, but at that point, it just doesn't matter. The damage has already been done. NomadS have won every single round on this CT side so far. And now you go into Nuke, and despite it being a 100% win rate map, I'm not being funny, if you are playing Nuke like this with the same nuances, with the same macro plays, the fact that you're trying to rely on individuals, they're going to get chewed up and spit out.
Be a shock upset. NomadS can come through with the victory here today, but they're looking like the team to do it. Fight out long. Here's that. Yeah, he just gets caught. Surprised he goes for that re-swing there, given he has no support from utility. It was a heavier lean towards middle and B. Look at this push. Has to go. He just walks up, removes the lurk. Now the counter smoke drops, so the Huns, they're pinned in.
And has taken fake the death cam that he moved away, and now he's put himself in this corner. This is brilliant out of Hazteca. I would prefer it if he was locking out the long doorway, but he's paranoid that there's going to be a late lurk out B. There isn't. It's just a straight commitment. Not that NomadS know this. Every single player from the Huns in long, hooligan legged. But where do you go? You're forced to go in towards A here. And because of Hazteca's position, everyone can remain on this A bomb site here for NomadS. This feels like such a good situation for the CT side to keep extending their lead.
Flash over. Okay, sees nothing, but now he gets that information and damage on the score, but both Cloud and Hooligan low. This fight needs to come through, and it needs to come quickly because they are in trouble on this bomb site. There's Hazteca striking the perfect time, but he gets a little too eager. Wide swings out and gives Bartek the frag. cobrazera looking to push this offer off, and with the HP bars as they are, and with Cloud and falling, Hooligan for as good as he can be, he has no chance in the 1v3, and so the Huns, despite being penned in, find their way out.
They find their way out because it was sort of unlocked by NomadS. They've got all the information out of Hazteca, and this is why I was saying, look, if Hazteca was jiggling a little bit, or he was taking maybe 2 steps back, I know you're paranoid about the long lurk outside B, sure, but if he just takes 1 step back and holds the cross to see if the Huns escape out of long doors, they never need to swing and take that fight as that smoke phase. They don't need to make that flash play, but because they don't have true information, it's easy to let the Huns in. Better utility out of this T side, 1 for 1, and they know that cobrazera is stuck in the corner. Clouden will dispatch of him. And this double AWP setup at the moment is holding, but you still got 9 on his sniper.
That was a really nice utility combo. The Molotov to flush him out, but then the HE lands on the far left of it, so that as soon as you're running out, you're hit by it. And even if it was on full HP, the nade straight to your face, and then the slowdown of that in the end of the molly, he would have been dead no matter what. Back of that, yeah, it's forced them to look for answers elsewhere, and B has not been that place for it. The second AWP we can see on the line. That's a really cool angle. Over the shoulder. Looks like we're playing Gears of War. Hanks' POV as he is scoped in, finds success. Drops the sentry, that'll split up the T's, and it's straight into the rifle, and then he can just swing out for success. A perfect setup from NomadS.
they're playing like by and large the better team, as we've already stated. But as you say, just the separation of players out of the B bomb site, the fact that it is the AWP takes the first contact, then the rifler comes in, still with players close ahead of that incendiary. Okay, that gives the space then for the AWP to come back in for another peek, and you still got this rotation from mid coming over. It's easy. I think that is the best adjective to describe this.
Oh,
okay, sure. Headshot on his, but Hooligan will trade up to 23 kills now with a 2.3 KD. NomadS within touching distance to taking their map pick. We did call into question, oh, why did you pick Dust 2? Could have gone for an Inferno. Well, this is why, because they're looking sharp on this map and the Huns look uninspired.
Yeah, Hooligan's like in the DMs this morning and he says to the guys, listen, I am feeling good today. Can we please play Dust 2? I just want to take fights. Bartak's like, you got it, champ. Go get him. He is indeed getting them. They have been got 23 times.
They keep trying to MB. Every single time they got the option to, the Huns deviating towards the B play. This feels like it could be a bit more splitty.
Good call.
It's really good. Only one here is Hanks. Lurk smoke this time dropped before they go around the corner. Hanks will break it open and he's able to grab one. He's going to be forced out of the fight in the mollies, and that means that the mid player should be able to get the trade, but he's aware of it. He's stuck sandwiched in this corner, but he gets overwhelmed, and Score's providing good cover on towards Hooligan. Cloud will eventually trade, but the bomb site has been breached. 2v2, retake still on.
Cloud and Court as well, though, so it's just on the Hastica. Knows where that AWP is, but it's the second player that's ready for the swing. Bartak just holding. Both of them not looking as the door is allowed to be opened, but it is fine. Cobra peeks back on and ends the round with a 3K. So the Huns do find their way through. NomadS with a single player at B. Looks like Hanks is maybe going to find a way to survive there, but decides to take the fight towards tunnels exactly as the door swing comes, which ends up being his undoing.
Much better response out of the Huns. The fact that you are layering that little bit of utility. They've obviously done their default. They took the catwalk control to drop the utility to push NomadS off of short. Then they go in towards this play. Score's got the spawn to go for long. He has to be really careful because the MP9 is right here, but he still hits the shot on Hooligan. Most importantly, he gets out of dodge. Double pushing towards upper tunnels right now, but this time there is that lurk. cobrazera is holding for this play.
It's hyper aggressive. The 5-7 goes first. And the wide swing. cobrazera holds and will go down after one. Hanks might have trouble getting out of here, maybe not.
Ooh.
He's ready for that 9 swing from lower. Now he can just go back to the B bomb site. Now there is this lag timing. Keep your eyes on the minimap. Zeralt has walked into CT spawn. And because of that smoke that was dropped, he's been able to get into a very tricky position. Oh, they're aware.
I don't think they saw anything, but yeah. The awareness could be, oh, he could be in mid, but the call isn't, he could be in CT spawn. Oh my god, they got his knife out. He's got his knife out. Okay, it's fine. Score readjusts in time and does trade out Hastica, but Hank still keeps delivering the pain. 3 kills in the round for him. Score is going for the aggressive fight. He fakes out the bomb. He doesn't commit it. Hank's allowed more time to creep in closer. And Score is out of there. Was this heard by the CT player?
Smoke, you'd give anything for one right now. No kit either. Might be one on one of the site players. Maybe a chance here. This alpha angle. Yeah, Score. Okay, just jiggles it. Now the fight fought. Oh, Molly picked up. Molly picked up, and that is going to be the undoing. No. Smoke goes down, and this is wasting precious time off the clock. Hanks, there's no chance in it now, even if he finds this kill. Smoke, Score just staying alive, has done enough, and he'll even get that final kill. So on to 9 are the Huns. It's a little dicey there, but that lurk ends up working out quite well for them.
Yeah, good timing on it. Zeralt realizes, oh, Hanks is stuck in lower. Also, cobrazera has killed an additional player in tunnels. There's not going to be anyone in towards middle. So they're still putting the pressure on both extremities because whilst all that B play is going on, you still got this fight coming through over at long. Score also remove Hazteka early in this round, that they've got limited firepower and options. The fact that it becomes a 1v1 and it gets so tantalizingly close for the Nomads is still a worry for the Huns. But they've breached B. They're trying to find a way back in. Our Nomads up over the top goes Score, and he just keeps wanting to take all these kills. Hooligan will eventually put his reign of terror to rest, but he now has to go and grab a Galil. Not ideal. And he can't even hold on to it. A one-round game out of absolutely nowhere from the Huns. Yet again, similar to this first half, they weren't at the races, and they've completely changed the narrative of this map.
Yeah, this is more the Huns that I expected to see, what we've seen in these last few rounds, where they are just proving to have the better firepower. I think they tried to force the issue early on in this half with those B hits, right? Just trying to say, okay, we are just better. We can just brute force this map. But Nomad's put them in their place a bit, force them to reconsider. It does look like they are playing a bit more how we expect. Looks like they're aware of the potential push, but not quite fully. Okay, it's fine. Do it the second, and the crunch is called off. I'm surprised, but Izza sticks around. Maybe the feign on the run back, but the flames will keep them at bay. Zeralt does well. Prevent disaster.
Zeralt's been really important in these last couple of rounds. Clouden swings in by himself, but is able to get out of dodge. That's so important that he's able to live, because it means that, look, this A bomb site now could potentially be fortified. Izza now standing in the close mid doors is, yeah, a little bit of a mistake. And very much like I was criticizing the Huns for being too individual, that's exactly what happens here to Nomads. And I cannot believe the wheels have fallen off. So close to the end of this map, 11 rounds to the good, and it's now going to be an even game. You feel 4 versus 2, 50 seconds left, plenty of time for the Huns to figure out exactly where these two defenders are.
You're looking to put 4 in a row on the board. Still 2 players low, so there's certainly a chance for Hanks. It does look like he'll be the one to be challenged. He has a smoke as well with 30 odd seconds on the clock. He might just use that to drop it defensively and maybe try and play around to give himself different options, but no, decides to put it forward onto tunnels. Sees that nade fly out, but it's the lurk in middle that's the key part of this. They're just waiting for Score to get close and for Score to find his score. Clouden's position known as he removes the other lurk. So this will be that 11th secured. Clouden needs to do everything just to hold on to this gun, because the money is not in a good position for Nomads. Even if he lives, it's not great, but if he dies, it's dire.
Yeah, look, they should hunt him. They should absolutely be hunting him here. Okay, there we go. Easy. Smoke just about fades. 9 sees a pixel over the top of it, potentially. Just as it starts to dissipate. 11-11 tied game, as you say. Money in dire straits now for Nomads. This would be heartbreaking for them after they've played such a brilliant game, I think, for 80% of the map. But it's just the fact that you've given over the momentum, you've allowed the Huns back into the game, and it hasn't been through a crazy clutch, it hasn't been through anything too outrageous on the individual front. It's just been these small little oversteps. It's now a team nade as well onto Clouden. They're trying to go for this tunnels push again. They really want to try and apply the squeeze onto the Huns here. And it's worked out. cobrazera falls early. Clouden lives on a prayer, but Score can't do anything.
Just one after the fact with the flames. Rifle picked up. Zeralt. Oh my goodness, there are so many players in these smokes.
The flank.
Yeah, top mid. Azteca comes around, but Bartek gets around the corner. They have to force their way through. Hooligans on the other side. These MP9s are everywhere. And it's a massacre. Hooligan, of course, steps up with 3, holding them at bay. The Wolves are at the door behind them as well, and it's Nomads that find map point first.
Yeah, look, good reaction. You want to invest here, you put the MP9s forward. They had marginal success on these tunnel crunches before, but it's the reaction across the whole map. Hooligan understands his responsibility. I have to hold short because Hazteka's going for this flanker around the world in towards long. The timing of Hazteka's push comes in as soon as the contact is being taken.
Guys,
now for the Huns, they have to try and force OT. And
buy some guns.
Live? Yeah.
Can they get them? Deagle? Bartek?
It's a great lineup to throw that.
sneaky.
Okay, don't go pushing now. Izza, I'm looking at you. Currently tucked in the corner, is playing anti-flash, and Azteca is the one that takes the primary contact. And then Izza is set up for success here. If that happens, if they go in towards long, it doesn't look like they're interested, the Huns.
I'm going to keep it simple. Moving towards short. Not smoking these mid doors, so they're not seeing any presence here. The AWP. You figure if not in this position, and if they're smoking out long, the AWP is either B or short. Process of elimination. Again, falls back to a more passive line towards the site. Still keeping an eye on this short angle. Time's going to be a problem here for the Huns. It looks like they just want to try and get mid to B. A re-smoke goes down. 26 seconds. Cloudin worried about a split coming through, but now gets the information. They are on their way, and he can hold for one. Nice shot from Bartak. Means Hanks is all alone on this bomb site. Can he take any down with him? Oh, yes, he can. He takes down two. And that's enough, surely. cobrazera, the bomb picked up, and he has just enough time. No, he goes for the swing. He goes for the swing. There's no chance at all in that for cobrazera. And so it's a 13-11 victory for NomadS.
Yeah, look, it was very touch and go for NomadS towards the end of that game, but overall they played the better Counter-Strike. Huns, there was some really interesting rounds in that where you start to think, okay, maybe you can come back into this. They had better trade space and they had more of a clearer idea of what they want to do. More importantly, they did things together. It feels like for the majority of that game, it was so individual. It felt like it was another day at the office. This is the first map win that NomadS have registered over the Huns. It comes on Dust 2. It comes on their map pick. And now, if you're the Huns, you've really got to reset and refocus because you're not going to be happy with how that's transpired. Sure, you go into Nuke. Sure, you've got that safe callback. But if you're playing that individual Counter-Strike, if you're playing the way that you just did on Dust 2, you might get rolled over by the structure of NomadS.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Hooligan played some insane CS throughout. But yeah, they got owned, and now they got to bounce back on Nuke. We will see if they can do it after this. That we were seeing towards the end of Dust 2 as a Huns, it was taking it a bit more seriously, realizing that, okay, we're actually losing to an underdog team here. This is an elimination match. This is a lower final. Like, we have to win this. We want to prove that we can be the next team that kind of push through in the APAC region. And yeah, dropping to the NomadS would definitely be a sad way for this cup to close for the Huns. Starting on the T side, Score's been given the P250. So I imagine we'll be seeing him go outside and look for opening kills. Maybe a twist smoke to land on top of main. Oh, look at that.
They're going to try and just take the fights directly. There we go. P250 gets rid of Azteca immediately. Now you've got a decision to make. If you're the Huns, do you just want to cross into Secret, or do you want to be nuisances elsewhere? Flashbang high gets 9, the ability to push forward, and Izza's life is going to be short-lived, you feel, and the P250 rattles off another one in conjunction with 9 dealing with Izza.
Beautifully put together round. Cloudin will get one back, but now you know where he is, and Hanks is hanging out in towards Hut. Just going to head on down, run through as a group, and should be easy enough unless Cloudin hits some bangers, but he's not allowed to hit any. And yeah, it's a pretty common pistol strap. You can see why it works very effectively. They do a little flashbang to allow 9 to scale close. But it's the P250 getting 2 that really gives them the space to do what they want with that round.
Very easy, as you say, but very simple pistol, and it's effective because, yet again, they are just all together here, the Huns, and now you got to make a decision. If you're the CT squad, are you going to force back into this, or you're going to eco? Much prefer the eco in this situation. They were doing some really good resurgences when they had the guns out, were NomadS, but maybe the fact that you were able to win that force buy previously would incentivize you a little bit more. But that was on the T side of Dust 2. I think where you get the extra money with the bomb plant, where there wasn't that many kills here for NomadS, I'd definitely prefer an eco.
Some tunes playing. Doesn't bode well. Second round technical.
It's fine, it'll be a quick one. I will say the music choice here this season for ECL has been phenomenal.
Yeah, it's some good beats leading into the broadcast. We're back. So the tunes end. The action resumes. It is a force buy branding. We've got triple MP9. So it's not too bad. Maybe a little crunchy crunch? No, just going to get stuck on the ladder.
Oh, it was a crunch, just not in the way that they hoped for.
Yeah. Let's stack the site. So perhaps just left open.
Don't hate it. Azteca was thinking about going around that corner on towards 9, but actually just thinks better of it. He'll back out. At least with this way, if they do go in towards ramp, the Huns, which is exactly what they're gearing up to do, you've got very quick rotates that can come down the vent. You hear that flash, you might even start to either push lobby or rotate down quite quickly. Hooligans providing overwatch in case the Huns want to reroute through and go up heaven. But for now, the intent is basically clear. They want to head down B.
It's one of those setups that works perfectly. If it's going to be an A kit, then you got to make the call. Do we want to adapt as the information starts to flow? You've heard ramp. You've seen 9 on this lurk outside. It's pretty clear at this point that B should be the destination, and when you haven't moved players down yet, they are probably going to look to hold on to what they invested into this. Especially with 9 finding success on that kill. See if you can get away with something. But you're not going to be able to retake this, so yeah, it's just running it back into the next round and hoping that they walk into your trap again.
And of course, Score is already on the hunt. He's up the ladder. He's dealt with Hooligan. Clouden is in a cheeky position to grab this Galil and $600, but 9 are just in time. Remarkable shot out of him. And you were trying to save onto these weapons. And in actual fact, you've lost 2 players since that decision has been made. And now Izza and Hanks are just cowering in the corner, hoping that they don't meet the same fate.
Yeah, now it's like, well, maybe we should have been a bit more responsive in that round because we've kind of ended up in the situation where we don't really have the weapons to do much into the next when, you know, we could have at least maybe inflicted some damage. Instead, it's pretty much as bad as it can get, but at least I guess you do have this MP9 and 5.7. The Huns finally getting a good start to a half. Not the situation on Dust 2 at all. Should be primed for that 3-0.
That's actually kind of wild how fine margins Dust 2 was, considering how badly the Huns played it. Because if they're able to sort of not lose to a couple of force buys, they win that map in its entirety, and it's a completely different conversation piece. And sometimes that's the mark of good teams, if you can win maps whilst not playing your best brand of Counter-Strike. In comes this push. It is being held. Cloudon will find one, but immediately all the trades are back and forth. Hooligan last left standing, but not for long. Score collects another multi. Starts this one off 6-0. And the Huns keep the slate clean.
Yeah, well handled there. When the MP9 doesn't get anything, I think that's about the threat eliminated because the other players don't really have the armor, just PT50. Some good kills at least, gives you that extra bit of cash. Hooligan will be prioritizing the AWP. Can't blame him for that after how good he looked on Dust 2. He won't have anyone to oppose him on the other side. Actually going to start towards ramp. It's going to be a fast walk down towards Secret. 2 players running through lowers to get to Secret early.
Yeah, this is interesting, but the reason why this is happening, in my opinion, is because he didn't have any utility, so he can't break the outside smokes open for his AWP. So you send 2 players down Secret dynamically. As it gets removed, but then you're not ready for Cloud, and cobrazera and Bartak have come in with really important trades here. And whilst that has scared the Huns away from outside, the most important thing is that cobrazera's got the bomb and he can reset in towards lobby. You still put it into a 3 versus 3, and now your rotators are going to be scrambling. But I love this out of Hooligan, being proactive, taking the space, clearing all of this, and getting rid of Score.
Yeah, really nice decision to go on that push, and I really like the idea of going the double Secret too. Shame they can't take the advantage from it. 9. We spotted. Information both ways, but that's going to allow the rotate. Did you see this player up in the rafters? No, can't adjust. He's dinked. We'll get away somehow. Dances out through the doorway, and cobrazera taking fights in from behind Tetris. Hanks gets on the line. 30 seconds. 2 players holding this. It's going to be so difficult for the Huns to break through into this round. Unless cobrazera can do it all, and it feels like he needs to. Smoke goes down. Molly, powerful, and Azteca, I'm surprised he doesn't just drop down, and he will in fact do that, so he'll be able to trade out his teammate and secure the first for the NomadS.
Yeah, and I like the attention to detail here from NomadS, and I really respect the idea of Hooligan, where he's feeling so confident after Dust 2. He knows, okay, these trades are being prioritized outside. Maybe there's room for me to go searching in towards lobby. They're going to reset off the back of that. The player in towards heaven didn't see anyone cross outside in towards main. The players weren't being pressured. So maybe the Huns are going to reset and rotate back in towards lobby. He catches one and he leaves. It's so important he disengages there. So it just makes the job all that more difficult for the Huns. So the guns come out, and it's a great resurgence here for NomadS. They just need to make sure it's on a consistent basis now.
Good damage from the Huns into that round, though. It does mean there's 2 MP9s in play here. At least for Hanks, he's playing at a close range with it. In fact, both of them on this A side. That timing, he doesn't get caught by Score. Barrage utility outside. This is hearing all these players. Azteca is tucked in, but reveals himself, sees 2. I'm surprised he's still sticking around. Surely with Hooligan finding that fight, he doesn't want to keep playing out here, but he does. That just feels suicidal. They're just waiting for your reaggress. When Cloudon going down elsewhere, and the descent down lower, it does not look good for the NomadS.
I kind of rate the idea to double down Secret and then reset and try and punish these players. But Bartak's holding, Nine's also aware of it, and they're thinking, well, no one's fighting us anymore. What's happened here? Hanks isn't going to pick up the AEK for that element of surprise. Bartak's dropped. That's now the bomb. Maybe Hooligan can get involved, but it's the other MP9. But they're not prepared for the 3rd player. Zerol fluffs his lines. He's still able to get rid of one more, and the nade behind doesn't quite finish the job on towards Hanks. 2v2, and the AWP's still in play.
He's just delaying. He's just delaying because the AWP can get onto the line, and with Score going down, Zerol has a very difficult crossfire, but he removes the AWP. 15 seconds, picks up the bomb, and Hank swings 2 HP, all he remains with. But he picks 3 kills up. Massive frags with those MP9s. Bartak caught, and somehow, some way, the NomadS find that round.
Yeah, I love it. And this is, again, carrying forward what they were doing on Dust 2, which is appropriate responses. They're being creative with their ideas. And also, I think what's brilliant here from NomadS is that they're so committed to the idea. Someone makes the decision, everyone follows through with it, whether it's the right idea or not. And it turns it into the correct idea because everyone is on the same page about what's going on. And it creates such a clearer picture in your mind about how to recover this situation. Sure. Izza remains on the MP9, but you've now upgraded. You keep the AWP on Hooligan. Oh, but maybe not for long. cobrazera rips his head off.
Oscar tries to step in, but the flashbangs are good, and he's burnt out. Oh, a single deagle shot is going to cost him this round, it feels. Yeah, Zeralt's already in the back lines. Oh, spotted actually, so he's dealt with. Still a tricky retake to commence, but at least they've got good spacing. But Izza goes down. cobrazera stays alive with 5 HP. One deagle shot. Looks to have set up that fourth. cobrazera, a heroic round. A crushing one for NomadS to lose. Their money is not great. Hanks needs to get away. Might be allowed it. Score is slowly creeping behind him, and cobrazera running through. I think Hanks will be able to get out safely, but Huns him to 4, and you're going to see how dire this is for the bank of NomadS.
That's a reminder to NomadS as well that every round is losable because you still got these individuals of the Huns that can just arrive at any moment. Phenomenal work from cobrazera. That's always the intent. If we get the ramp pick, we're just going to accelerate down B. There's nothing that they're going to be able to do. I really think the player in towards Hell overstays is welcome a lot. Feels like he needs to take a couple of kills down to make the rotates a little bit easier for NomadS. Hanks catches that player in secret in Zerol, and it's like, okay, well, maybe there is something here. There wasn't anything. As you say, this economy, yet again for NomadS, very much as it's been all half, it's on its last legs.
Fast play around, maybe a chance to punish cobrazera. Score's also been brought down low, but gets that kill on Hastika. That's where Clouden, who was just boosted up, is able to strike.
Double secret again, by the way. Look at this push.
It's crazy. And again, it's the MP9s that are leading the charge. Hanks has just sat alone on this A-bomb site. But the Huns have shown no interest in going here early. They're going to continue pushing.
Oh
9.
my gosh.
Let's get off the angle.
This is really good info, because as long as Clouden lives at a ramp and just buys time, you got this MP9 that's going to find something. You then got Hooligan that can start pressuring the door, and you still got this player that is down B, but Score reads into it. And now the pressure on ramp is going to be applied even further because you got this full sense of security as well. Are they coming here? Are they not coming here? Zeralt will then start to drop the molly. That's not going to burn Clouden, and he's able to grab one. Maybe it's this hero moment after all. 40 seconds left. That's going to discourage them from going in towards ramp, and you've got Hooligan on the vent.
And now Clouden starts to move forward. He's seen they're not coming. Hooligan's looking for a moment. MP9 on the ladder. I mean, you're not going to clear this angle, so maybe there's a chance that he can get a kill or at least do some damage and fall down. They are going to clear the angle. Clouden finds success, but that's going to give them the space to drop down. Hanks is seeing this isn't the commitment. He's calling for Clouden to go down ramp, but the Huns have found the space. And they're going to just about get this bomb down. Clouden doesn't go for the spam. Instead, wants to get closer. And he knows that 9 is just planted. Hanks pushing through. Slow clear comes in. Hanks has the kit. 9's pushed forward. Gone all the way around. 9's seen nothing. Clouden can shut the door. And it's planted somewhat in the open, but a smoke lands on it. Hanks starts to defuse. 5 seconds. There's no way. 9, you need to get on this now. And he's not going to realize. Diffused in front of him. Tries to get tricky with it, but the kit and smoke he's undoing.
Yeah, such a brilliant plant, though, to be honest, in that position, because it does give you that flexibility to rotate all the way around the world. He's got the timing, and unfortunately, he loses out, as you say, to just $700. Really big hold from Clouden. That's why he's our player to watch, and despite that flank not finding any success, it does enough to push them in towards ramp and then push them back. I can't believe they clear. Has Tekka on that vent. It will still be enough for NomadS, and there's a big swing out of Clouden. He really overcommits, and 9 has seen another player in the smoke. But he's not back garage, he's just in the middle of it. And as he tries to fall away, he can't handle the AWP.
Just need to relax in some of these rounds. I swear to God, cobrazera is about to get one as well. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, good swing. Great swing out. Hanks finding frags. cobrazera whiffs the mark.
What?
Bartak, whereabouts is he? He's already down secret with the bomb. He's in a good position to win out this 1v2.
You've heard him molly. You've heard him molly, and he's just going to commit to this plant. As you say, look, he's in a great spot. I'm surprised Hanks hasn't swapped weapons with Hooligan. They're being loud, but it's just the MP9 that swings. Maybe that's why you don't swap the weapons. Because Hooligan just runs and charges down Bartak. Defuse can be locked in. 4-4. The Nomads are keeping this a contest.
And make sure that AWP gets picked up as well. Hooligan starting to pick up where he left off. Clouden as well. Massive round previously. Running his impact here on Nuke. Despite the bomb plant, Nomads are finally going to be in a position where they're up against probably not a lot, maybe a couple of deagles. We saw what Cobra's deagle could do, but the benefit of that round when he found that kill is their players had armor. They had other investments that they could then take the space with. This time, it's a force.
They changed the buy as you said it. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. All in of the Huns.
I don't mind this just because, look, you are putting your first half potentially in jeopardy. You're allowing Nomads to go up to 6 rounds, but the benefit, if you win this, if you're able to crack the defense with this force buy, is they're going to have absolutely nothing. It goes both ways. I don't hate it, and they're going to try and challenge Clouden, and he's not able to find anything. Yet again, it's a fast breach in towards ramp. The deagle on the angle, but it's Hooligan that removes cobrazera. The pushback out of score is enough to net the AWP, and yet again, the Huns have got options.
Player in the vent. Azteca can remove score here. I think he's seen him move into this position, but it's a tricky retake. Is that kill coming through? Okay, with Hanks fighting that frag, it suddenly becomes a whole lot easier. Vents opened up and 9 caught out. Hanks is doing everything here. Bartak drops down and it's Hanks coming through for 3. Removing every player in that retake to get on to 5. The Huns force in and they make it look good to start with, especially this push from score. It's the post plant where Hank's able to just catch them off guard.
Look, you still get 2 kills, you still get the bomb down in that situation. Like, it's a net positive considering you went all in there for the Huns. At this point, you have to really save your money. Remember, AWP has not been prioritized all half for this T side, and they're not going to prioritize it even more. They're going to keep buying. They've gone all in again, and that isn't going to ruin the money now for Nomads. So this one feels a little bit silly. Okay, well that spray just about hits the money, but Hanks is able to grab one in the meantime. That molly's missed. Nade drop. Look at Clouden. Clouden has already got all this space in hut, but he can't see because of his teammate's molly. Izzard will still get 1 kill from the heavens. Izzard does everything. A triple threat from above. And Nomad's yet again successful on this after plant.
Yeah, Nomad's doing the reverse of what the Huns did on map 1. This slower start into really ramping up. And this time it's a different individual that steps up. Izzard coming through from the heavens. And the Huns kept on the back foot, but they keep investing in. Wislissen does too. Nice try from 9 with that space found through main. But Izzard, what a transfer up. The damage done by his teammates, setting him up for success. Oh, the Huns are ruffled. Zeralt's like buying with the clock's already passed.
Surely they've got to start to be thinking that this game could escape them, especially with this spam. Smoke breaks open, and just as it fades back in, Izzard unlocks the door. Re-smoke in from Azteca. No space, nothing outside, nothing ramp now for the Huns. And Zeralt is now just pushing to try and find anything, something. Maybe it will come through cobrazera, but you still got this player advantage here for NomadS.
All right, the score's tapped out Hastica. Tapping in towards the garage. There's another kill. It's 1v1's being given over. And the space being given back. You know Cloudon's at ramp, and they're kind of aware of that push. Yeah, Nine's holding forward. Hooligan. Surely done for. You might find cobrazera. 1v3. A lot to ask for. Nine's already down lower, making noise. Hooligan can't drop. I mean, we'll get a good adjustment onto that kill. So there is a chance in this, but I think he might get caught, or at least he'll be heard descending. It's fake out. He comes back up. He drops the bomb. And now he knows where Nine was, because Nine was breaking windows down at ramp. So Hooligan falls off. 24 seconds. Knows that Nine has to come pick up this bomb in towards Squeaky. So we're going to come down to the timing of it. 15 seconds. Hearing it. Gonna throw the molly forward. It's too late. He's already gone. He's down the vent. And Hooligan's gonna have to do it the harder way. After finding those first two, he runs towards the ramp. Nine's planting open. Hooligan might have a chance to punish. And the long range spray. Oh no, Nine! He wins the fight. It's a disaster. All of that hard work undone by a fluff spray.
Oh no. The fact he shimmies his way down the vent, comes back up the vent, drops the bomb, misses the timing, and as soon as he fumbles the molly, you start to think, okay, well, surely there's no way he can win this now. Nine can just plant, but he plants open again. He plants in the same position where you can see it from control room, you can see it from single. But that whiff, how important might this round be to the Huns? If they lost another one of those scenarios, it could have been game over. But mentally, they feel like they're back, but maybe they're only back for a moment. Hooligan, Hanks still fighting forward, but Zeralt and Score have all chimed in with kills. 3v2, this was a two-player advantage for NomadS, and now the Hunts have got the lead.
Superior individuals in the 1v1s. Oh, Hastica's missed the opportunity, but Zeralt's got the bomb. He needs to get down. Oh, flashbang's good. Nine's being a nuisance. 17 and 8 is he, and Score's gonna do it to them. So we have another tied up half. The Huns just about fighting back.
all level at the half here. The nuns? The Huns. Yet again, they come back. They're able to do it.
Return of the Nuns.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to, I guess I
movie.
fused Nomads and Huns together, and that's what we got.
Yeah, that's good.
The Nomads, however, needs to get something going because it's not the start they were hoping for, considering how good it looked. But maybe once they get rid of 9, this can get a lot better. But he's already dealt with Azteca. Izza has dealt with a few, and just his presence on the ladder as a role. Maybe they can catch players, but no. Instantaneously, all the Huns offer up something to the Nomads, and they're able to get the pistol.
Yes, absolutely. They won't be mad. There'll be no mads. No mads. Yeah, that's good because I mean this should have been 8-4 half. Let's be real. Nomad should have walked away with the lion's share of rounds.
Look at the kills. Look at the kill distribution. 9, 18, and 9. cobrazera's got 10. And he got Bartak on 2. Zerol on like 4.
Force spy, by the way.
There's no way that should have been a 6-6.
Force spy, and they're getting minced up by a single 5-7. They finally take him down. Zerol's forced back. What damage done? 1 HP on Hanks. So scores 5-7 can maybe do some damage, send the flames through, make sure he can't catch you off guard. And the dancing Mac-10 back and forth makes it impossible for the 5-7 to connect. And if Nomads win this, then they'll be feeling like they're in the position they deserve to be after the first half.
Yeah.
And they will be in that position.
Also, the position that we alluded to coming into this second map, right? The fact that they can get off to one of these stronger starts, win the pistol, win the force spy. Suddenly that's 3 rounds to the good already. That creates all the breathing room. That keeps putting the pressure on the Huns. cobrazera trying to apply the squeeze. And if he can just do even more damage, that'd be fantastic. And he's able to. Hooligan's dealt with. Now Hanks has got to run for the hills. You can grab both a Galil and an AK. Do they live?
Oh, Cloud just lives. I thought he was done for, but I guess it was a plant for, it was the Australis plant, so you're lucky you get that AK. Oh, now you force if you're the Huns. Look, they had a 5-7, a Deagle, and a Scout, and now they've got a Galil and AK.
Yeah, true. Okay, maybe you do. Hooligan's got an AWP.
Wow. Is there with all them Mac-10 kills?
It's a Seago, mate.
Oh, no, it's getting aggro. Spotted.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's good that 9's been spotted here. And he will be punished. He overstays his welcome. 18 and 10 feels like he's got the confidence to maybe rack up another opening kill. Doesn't happen, and now Score's put in a position where he has to swing for the fences, and he gets caught in transition. Azteca hasn't had many kills, but the ones he's grabbed have been important.
Yeah, third frag. It's a blinder on Score trying to get away. Nomads, we had a lot to praise about their T side on Dust 2. I'm liking the look at this gun round. Slow and steady, anticipating with the weapons that were scooped up, this investment would come through. Punish the aggression. Disengage in group. On ramp so free right now.
I'm glad they're all together. It just makes so much sense. You don't want to enable individual fights to go the way of the Huns. I mean, Hanks is remaining on silo, holding for a deep outside cross. Hooligan was in towards lobby, but now he's moving over the rest of his team. As you say, ramp completely barren. Open for the taking as this B bomb site. 20 seconds left. They'll secure the plant. The Mac-10 will go through and clear everything after the bomb's being planted, but it's okay in the end. No one is here. No scares necessary.
And if you're the Huns, you hold on to these 3 rifles, give it another shot into the next, but you surely won't be investing around them. I don't think. I mean, maybe you could. The way they've been going, Lost Mode is building up. Wouldn't put it past them, but if they lose players here, like Clouden hitting that shot, and this player in main, surely in trouble. cobrazera. Managed to walk outside, but yeah, he's not living. There's a player on silo, there's 2 in secret. Even if he gets one here, he's done for because of Hanks. So you save 1 Galil. NomadS having given the pathway to find themselves on double digits.
You got to save now. You absolutely have to save, and it's going to be a hero Galil, which is always one of the world's worst sentences to hear when commentating a game. Finally, we get a little bit of a pause, and I hope this isn't to talk about whether you force back in or not, because the answer is right in front of your face. No, you don't. Remember, and this is still the case here, we haven't seen an AWP out of 9 yet. He has not purchased one. All Nuke.
And he's still on 18 kills. So, doing too badly. Yeah, I think he wants that as soon as possible. I'm given a deagle here. Oh, okay, no, he's not getting that all, but maybe Bartak can drop it next round. I want to give everyone else a fighting chance with some armor, some 5.7s. I just want to make sure every round has an opportunity. It's just holding W.
Well, that's been heard, hasn't it? Clouden. Oh! Gets overwhelmed by 9. It was the deagle shot firing off at main. It gives 9 a little bit of flexibility, and he goes up and over. That's the bomb dropped. This is an absolute disaster for NomadS.
All right, Hanks has found one. cobrazera caught up. Has to go, just starting in the open. He manages to get the bomb, and he manages to get down, but there's a player behind him.
Where did he come from?
Score goes down the vent and pops back up. Still a chance here in this round. It's certainly not over yet. Is this found one?
Garage player.
Oh, on top of the garage. Yeah, 9 repositions. Yep. Finds himself. Oh, sorry, not 9. Bartak. 9 picks up the AWP. Well, they didn't need to force into this one, it feels.
Counter-terrorists win.
Damn. This bears so much similarities to the first half for the Huns, where they go down a number of rounds, and then, for example, cobrazera is one deagle shot that creates more opportunity for them to build back in. And this one, another eco. Just the spam in at main gives 9 the room to walk through the smoke. I'm so surprised that Clouden's caught off, but then up and over the top, I have no idea. But he's certainly not looking at 9.
Crazy. That's just because you don't play a silo. The entire round unravels because there's no silo player. Someone there would have seen 9 on that cross. Could have punished. Zarofman's. Okay. This is just firing off pot shots. Spam sounds Zarol to nothing and then taps score. With 9 getting caught as well. NomadS, despite how sad that last round was for them, should just be walking into success in this one. Izza is walked onto the side. Izza. There it is. Oh,
It's come from absolutely nowhere. This is still worrying, though. You still got the player in towards Hut that you don't know about. And then Bartak reveals himself in heaven. Okay, you should be aware of this player in towards Hut because Zarol did get a kill, and Hanks turns around and looks at them in the doorway. 10-7, 3 players stay alive. That is suitable and serviceable for NomadS to maybe close out this game.
Oof. Izza's been doing some incredible work here on Nuke. Look at that. That is filthy. After, I think he had a pretty rough map 1 as well. So good to see him really stepping up on the second. Yeah, 9 for 14 on map 1. So looking much more comfortable. Plenty of money on Bartak allows a fairly comprehensive buy, except for cobrazera.
Oh, all right, hooligan.
Want to test this out? Okay, he does. 9's filling it.
Yeah, 100 ADR, why not? 3 peeks in, important molly for Izza, because that creates space and that creates a little bit of uncertainty. That means that score immediately has to go down in towards B. cobrazera quaking in his boots over at Hut. At least he's got Zarol here to help him out on towards the say bomb site, but they've taken all of ramp, and you got this late activation out of Hazteca. Maybe he can be the player to get rid of things, but 9 is stuck in this corner. Hanks will eventually trade, and now cobrazera goes up and over and towards Squeaky. Azteca starts to reveal himself. He drops the molly. He doesn't want to give this kill over, doesn't want to isolate fights. Bomb planted for heaven. NomadS have got control.
Aztec is aware of the potential main push as well. He's seen the toes. Scores looking for Hanks. Going up this ladder is going to be tricky. Hanks is loud though. Aztec finds that frag. Score just being a nuisance. Is he really? Oh my god, on the ladder? Still tricky for him though. Flash in his face and 2 players to find. Aztec is incredibly low, but the flashbang is brilliant. And Azteca quite hard finds 3 in that round. Managed to find their way through despite 9's best efforts.
Yeah, look, NomadS are playing a brilliant game. They've been playing a beautiful series. And none... Oh my god, again. Huns have definitely sharpened up in this second half. But I tell you what's been brilliant is just the adjustments. They get the control over towards ramp, and they immediately go, okay, we're not going to go down B. We've pushed the AWPer off by mollying him away. And then we're going to go take the space off afterwards. This is, for all intents and purposes, a half buy, because you have got Score who's gone all in, but you've got 5-7s on the rest of the gang. And that AK has just got rid of the only rifle in this for the Huns. They have crunched lobby. They have made it a little bit dangerous, but NomadS don't mind. They're anticipating this, and they are waiting patiently.
Yeah, they remove the biggest threat as well. Now you just take your time. There's still plenty on the clock to work with to regain this control. Good call to send the player silo this round. You know how aggressive the Huns have gotten. And you know, when it comes to these kind of lighter investments, it's the perfect time to send a player aggro.
No way. Aztec has won that fight.
Oh, wow.
Just created that bit of space. They're already out hard. This is going to be an overwhelm here. The 5-7 can only find 1. 9's heroics put forward, but only for a singular kill, and it's all okay because Bartak wants a couple more pieces, and Hanks is looking just in case. 12-7. Famas for Score. Rifles and everyone else. Maybe 9 can glass cannon and AWP, but it feels horrible. And it feels like this is the end of the series. NomadS are going to potentially do this in 2.
And I got the rosary beads for the nuns. They are not. I'm never going to let you forget that.
That's fine.
Did it twice. That just made it worse. 5 chances. And NomadS have surprised us all here today. A huge upset looking to be secured. No AWP to deal with in this round.
I think they're just going to split A through main. You've got this late lurk out of Azteca that could come through. They've thrown a lurk smoke to try and get down the vent. You apply the squeeze a little bit over towards ramp, and then you can reset. You let Azteca play. You can see the cogs whirring, the scope out, Hooligan. Oh, quick switches. And Bartak knows his role. He's just got to back out.
I'm just going to play this heaven position so you can take a look outside. Managed to force them off ramp. You did those smokes early, so there is the question mark. So Azteca play first because Score's on the line, Score's down. And now you can just go.
There you go.
Into the vent, you know nobody is there. You can start to scale out. Azteca keeping them locked out. And Cloudin finds the kill on the cobrazera. Second player comes up, but it's fine. 4v2. 9 playing 1v9 it feels. As he does manage to give this an opportunity, but Hooligan on the line will secure it. It is a 2-0 for the NomadS as they win out this lower final and they eliminate the Huns.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Third times really is the charm for NomadS. Came into this really thinking the Huns were going to run away with this based on the track record, but